I'm Gary Thomas from the Employer Engagement team here at Cambria for Business, part of Colleague Cambria. It's great to see so many of our employees and delegates on this morning's session. This morning's webinar is to be delivered by Nick Wagstaff from Inspire Rewire and will focus on ways to wellbeing.
Thank you so much, Gary, for your introduction. I hope that you're all doing well. I'm basically going to run through some ways to wellness, as Gary mentioned there. And with this, I'm going to thread through some little bits of exercises as we're going along. So as you can see here, we've got 5 basic principles that we're going to look at today. All right, so first of all, it's really important to look at where you are in yourself because everybody is different. So when you look at things like advice, support, guidance, tips and techniques, that's all great, but where are you at the moment? Are you feeling quite healthy and well? Are you feeling in a kind of turmoil situation? Are you feeling absolutely exhausted and you can't even imagine implementing something like exercise, for example? So for me, one of the most important things for managing your well-being is to understanding yourself. So first of all, it's important to check in with your body, and we will be doing that today as well. Check in with your mind and how you're feeling. This is the key to sort of picking the right choices for you. It's what I call, it's like a personal guide to yourself, like a user guide to yourself. You're not born with a user guide. You have to actually learn about yourself and understand what works for you. So let's just have a look at that in a little bit more detail then. What you'll find as well is some links that I'm putting in these areas because of lots of different things that I talk about. So these links is just a little bit more information on the stuff that I'm talking about. So I'm just touching on different areas here. So when you are in prolonged stress, what is happening is that there's too much cortisol in the body, the stress hormone. And when there's too much cortisol, the body moves into a fight or flight situation. Okay, so looking at these 5 basic principles, well, actually, if you knew anything about yoga, and some of you might do, I'm just going to move my screen here, then you would understand that it's also the 5 basic yogic principles. So you've got nutrition, exercise, thoughts, relaxation, and breath. So we're kind of faced against with stuff that make it really hard for us. So one of the points here is to not beat yourself up if you do struggle with some of these things. However, if you start with just one of them, you will find that everything else kind of falls into place. So for example, if you feel that exercise is not your thing, it's not your go-to, in fact, you really don't like it much at all, then maybe start with nutrition. Okay, so exercise then. I said I'd come back to exercise. Now, it really does depend on where you are at. So I talk a lot about adrenal fatigue, and there's the link there to more about adrenal fatigue, because this is what I had. It's not something that's always recognised by the doctors, but it's something that is happening to about 67% of the population. And that is because we've been overstressed and living in our high cortisol level for too long. So there's 3 stages to this. There's that feeling when you're kind of hyper, where you are actually running off your adrenal glands. You know, you're talking fast, you're drinking lots of caffeine, you're going to the gym loads, you're just kind of on it, but you can't really get to sleep at night time, or you're waking up in the middle of the night. So this is when you're first stage of wired and tired. It's when so as you close your eyes, I want you to scan through your body. First of all, we're doing a body scan. We're just checking, how does my body feel today? So is my heart pumping? Is my breath deep or shallow? Is there tension in my face, in my shoulders, or anywhere else in my body?